Here's my audience. As a result of the continuing advances in technology, many consumers unknowingly fund corporations that contribute to the majority of the animal cruelty in the U.S. I know some people try and ignore what is happening, but think about if it was your pet in those same conditions that the animals in our fashion and food industry are forced to live in. I first gained interest in the cruelty of the animal business when I saw Food Inc. in a high school class. Since that class, I have adopted a vegan lifestyle and continue to educate myself on the different brands and the practices that they do or do not use for their products. PETA is a controversial yet effective organization that has done more for animal rights than any other. Animal cruelty is a major issue that causes animals to be confined in small spaces for their whole lives, beat or tortured, and exploited for skin, meat, and fashion. Throughout this speech, ask yourself if morally you can continue to support an industry that causes so much harm to living animals. The treatment of animals in the food system causes chronic health issues and diseases to spread rapidly. Most corporations in the meat industry only care about one thing, which makes them see animals as a commodity to profit off of. They cut corners on what is morally right to produce as much as they can for the smallest amount of money. According to the ASPCA, almost all chickens raised for meat live their whole life in a large shed with 20,000 other chickens. These chickens are crammed on the floor, living in their own waste, which produces such high levels of ammonia in the air that their throats, eyes, and skin burn. In addition to overcrowding, these factories, because of selective breeding, excessive use of antibiotics, and overfeeding without exercise, the chickens grow abnormally fast and disproportionately. Their breasts grow big to meet market demand, while their skeleton, muscles, and organs lag behind, causing heart failure, breathing issues, paralysis, and chronic pain. If those facts alone aren't enough to get you to see that there's a problem, what is enough? Animals in these factories are often beat and tortured as a result of the understaffed inspection system by our government. According to the LCA, 97% of the 10 billion animals tortured and killed each year are farm animals. The fashion industry is responsible for the death of billions of animals each year. 1 billion rabbits are killed each year to be used in clothing, fishing lures, and even crafts. What makes matters worse is that there is no federal law regulating or protecting these animals. Many consumers are unaware, but most of the imported clothing from China, which are sold by top brands, are mislabeled and are selling dog fur from their fur farms. After an animal is killed, the skin is treated with heavy chemicals to prevent decomposition, which causes fur dressing to be in the top 5 worst industries for toxic metal production. In today's modern world, with so many faux options, there is no need to wear or buy any animal skin or fur. It is a harsh and brutal practice that is outdated. Work by PETA has caused many companies, like Gucci, to stop the sale of fur, although they still sell leather and other animal skin. The need for change in this multi-billion-dollar industry has never been greater with the technology we have today. Think about a meat industry that treats animals humanely instead of torturing and overcrowding them. When many people think about animal cruelty, they think about dogs or cats being tortured or abused, but what many people don't realize is that the food, fashion, and cosmetic industries use and abuse animals every day. After listening to this speech, I challenge you to educate yourself and to think harder about where your food, makeup, and fashion comes from, and choose a more humane way of living. If more people made an effort to open their eyes to the suffering of these animals, the industries would have no choice but to evolve and drop harmful practices to meet consumer demand and opinion.